Going, so I am ready to rock and roll. Let's get it.
The BWC Federation presents the virtual octagon where the heavyweight tag team of health and wealth known as the Ruckin and Bucking team face off with hopeful but fruitile opponents. Tonight's match is sponsored by BWCDaily.com. That's BWCDaily.com. You can get all things Breakfast with Champions at BWCDaily.com. Listen, my friends, all information shared tonight is for educational purposes only and does not reflect the opinions of Akudo Capital Investment, XX Financial, Blue Sky Capital Investments, Ramon Ray, the Breakfast with Champions staff, sponsors, or BWCDaily.com. Please consult your healthcare and or financial advisors prior to implementing any moves performed or described in the match tonight. Y'all heard that disclaimer. Now, let's get ready to rock and Shawnte Wells and GA your money Pimpleton exposing the habits that keep coming back from the dead as they attempt to annihilate and eliminate the Undertaker and his sidekick, Open Grave, once and for all. Looking from the streets. That's right. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Looking from the streets.
The boss lady case, everybody in the building. I just played. We're in the Shawnte Health Wells table. When the beat drop, y'all already doing the call. I'm just energy. Help. Open your eyes and at all times. I want to say the base, I'm in the place. She got the health girl, go. Don't sound off with the boss lady place.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I am so delighted to be here with y'all today. Make sure you tag GA. I don't know if he done got held up or if he's still holding those trustees back for you, Pastor Jeff, from this morning. But yes, Julie, we are rucking and rucking. I'm about to say good morning, good afternoon, early evening. Well, for some folks, it might be morning. Champions, listen, I'm Shawnte Health Wells, Mabel's granddaughter. Listen, I am here to make sure that you can heal better and faster, y'all, and you don't want to miss tonight. We are taking on the Undertaker. The Undertaker. You heard me right. Listen, our deadliest opponent isn't the Undertaker. It's the habit you keep reviving. See, a lot of folks mad with the Undertaker because he keep getting up. But see, we got some habits that we keep getting up. So Ruckin and Buckin is coming for the patterns that refuse to stay buried tonight. So listen, I need everybody to come off the mic and we gonna say stay down on three. One, two, three. Stay down. Yes, we gonna make sure some of these habits stay down tonight. Listen, I am so excited. So I got the what I call the Undertaker of the seven deadly sins of small habits that degrade our health. Now, I'm gonna go over them in multiple rounds, but I'm gonna give you, listen, I'm gonna give you the fire, like a firing squad. I'm gonna load off all seven of them so you know what's coming. Listen, insufficient load, meaning we not rucking, we not walking with weight. We not making sure we do even a simple farmer's carry or just the act of just parking further away and walking with our grocery bags instead of pushing a shopping cart. Yeah, we have so many weight opportunities. So insufficient load. Ooh, said sin number two, the silver bullet syndrome is what I call it. Pills, patches, potions, and nip tuck. Ooh, that's a juicy one there. And sin number three, overfeeding. You know the all day snacking. Snack, 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 snack. Some of y'all snacking in the middle of the night. Yeah, all the overfeeding. Sin number four, not enough movement. Some folks is married to the couch. They married to their desk, that chair. They married to the chair. They married to the chair and they married to the bed. So not enough movement. Sin number five. Microwave results. Yeah, that microwave is holding a whole lot of folks hostage, y'all, tonight. Listen, microwave results. That's sin number five. And then sin number six, success laziness. Oh, that's a juicy one. Oh, that's a juicy one. You don't want to miss that one. Y'all listen. Round two, it's gonna get gooder and gooder. You know, on the Tuesday night folks, they know what we talking about there with that gooder. We got our own language in BWC. And set the seventh one is the rebound binge. Really, it's like what I call the calorie lottery. So, you have a little splash and a major weight loss. You lose the weight, then you rebel, and you go ahead, with the high calorie shopping spree binge on comfort foods, and junk foods. Yeah, you think you hit the lotto, right? And so you're gonna go ahead and now go on a shopping spree. Nah, nah, nah. Those are those seven deadly sins that we are going to get into tonight. So, without delay, y'all, let's get into the first one. Insufficient load. Okay, I done turned this. See, I'm trying to be fancy, y'all. With the Julie, I got like graphics now. I got graphics, Julie. Okay, but I turned on the annotation pen. See, didn't know what I was doing. Let me stick to what I know, which is health. All right, sin number one. So somebody's asking themselves right now, what is rucking? Walking with weight. See, your body adapts to what you ask of it, right? So rucking adds load. So when you don't have enough load, guess what? Your bones and your muscles will actually. Osteoporosis is not something that you have to get, when you get older. You don't have to get that. You don't. It's the load, you guys. Our bodies are designed to carry load. Load builds the strength. Strength builds the resilience. Start where you are. This is why some people recover from, fractures and strains and sprains faster than others. It's because of the load. It's because of the conditioning of the load. Progressive load is the key. So don't try to carry the world, build it step by step. So I need us to ruck, we gonna buck, and then we gonna win. Listen, I want to make sure that we challenge your body and then elevate your life. How about that? How about that? So I just need us to make sure that we communicating with our bodies, not punishing it. We're not here to punish it. So I just need to make sure that we're putting seven deadly little habits on trial. How about that? Ooh, I want to get to that silver bullet. Yeah, sin number two, that silver bullet. You know the pills, the patches, the potions and the nip tuck. There's a whole lot of things. Like don't get it play. It's that good. It's that good, y'all. It is really that good. It does something, it's a compounding effect, of what I talk about with water induced thermogenesis, but this specific injection, and it's in the trial, it's not legal yet. So is not legal yet. So it's still in the trials, but the trials there's nothing else on the market that gets the result. It has even better results than what people get when they do a full gastric bypass. But I need us to understand this. You can do all of that. You can take all the pills you want. You could put on 5011 patches, y'all. But here's the thing. After you get to wherever it is that you want to get to, if you still have the same old habits, if you still continue to ignore the load that you need, guess what? That you're gonna resurrect everything that you just, got rid of, and it's gonna come back with a fat tax. So I need you to understand pills can have their place, patches can have their place, some potions can have their place. Listen, you can nip tuck your stomach all you want. You can go and do a gastric sleeve. You can do, there's a whole lot of things, interventions that we can do. You can do some lipo, all the things. But if your habits don't change, if you don't tap into your muscles are the most metabolically active tissue in your body. If you go for the silver bullet syndrome, it's not enough. It's not enough. You will start to age at a rapid pace, and there is a cost. There's a cost to it. So here's the thing that I want to make sure that I leave with you on this. When it comes down to the pills and the patches and the potions, there is a cost in your physical body. So with all of these injections, I don't know if you guys realize, but when you can't stay on that stuff forever. You can't stay on it forever. Like your body, you don't need your heart to feel like it's running a marathon all day, every day. That's the equivalent of what I want you guys to really understand. And that is something that they're already seeing with that other drug that I'm telling you guys about that's getting ready to hit the market. I guarantee it'll be approved by no later than December next year. Like it's just they've already been researching it at least for the last 3 years. So I know that it'll be coming onto the market because it's already on the black market. Like people are already getting it unauthorized. So I'm here to tell you if you don't have a plan, if you don't have something else, if you don't see it as a tool versus some, one hit wonder that's going to last you for the rest of your life, it's not. They can't replace your habits. They can't replace your habits. So if I'm never gonna, give up Krispy Kreme donuts and eating, multiple boxes in one sitting, then I can nip tuck all I want, y'all, but it ain't gonna work. I can nip tuck all I want, and it's still, guess what? It's going to return. I can go ahead and they can amp up. I can do the phentermine pills and they actually work, you guys. You can get them from your doctor. But here's the thing. If I don't make the modifications, guess what? It still is going to come back. And not only that, what they don't tell you is that it lowers your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate. That's the long-term meaning, your body's ability to burn, calories and burn fat while you're doing your life-supporting type things, like when you're sleeping, like breathing, like your heart beating, those simple things. So your body is very wise, y'all. So I that silver bullet syndrome is really hurting a lot of folks. It's hurting a lot of folks. And so I just want to make sure that we understand like tools can assist the journey. They are not the journey though. A pill doesn't fix the constant snacking. Listen, a procedure can't teach you how to move. A supplement can't outwork a lifestyle. They can't replace the habits. These tools can only help. All right. See, I was prepared. I was trying to be on time tonight. Pastor Jeff, is our brother GA here? Is our brother GA here? See.
Screaming, steaming, and bleeding.
Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment as the first round comes to an end. Our beautiful Maisha, our ring lady, strut herself around the ring. Maisha, let the folks know what you're strutting around the rings while we wait for health to recoup and come back for round number two.
Well, since it's Breakfast with Champions, I can only let y'all know but so much. But you know what the ring girls do. You get the idea. This was round one, and round one, and we all know that health has already won with telling you all about rucking and the importance of moving your body. So I'm holding up my one card saying ding, ding, ding. Round one goes to Health Wells. Back to you, Pastor Jeff.
Thank you, my Issa. We're going to go back to Health Shawnte Wells, as it seems like tonight she may be putting the Undertaker under all by herself, but she's doing such a good job, Health. We're coming back over to you. I hope you got the message about me.
Alrighty. Right. I was trying to respond to the back. I haven't gotten any. I wanted to give anybody, if there was any questions, um, now would be the time. So that way, I thought he was coming in.
A question, actually. So I've been and it may be that I need to eat more. So I've got my smart scale. I'm checking my stuff. I'm using my weights, and I noticed over the past couple of days my skeletal muscle has gone down. Is there a reason for that? Do I need to eat more?
Nope, that means you need more load. That's literally what that means. That means like if you've made any losses, then that you've actually lost. That's the thing that I love about these scales. So bring your load up. You can actually add some more load. Yes, ma'am. Because we don't want to lose that. We definitely don't want to lose that. Awesome sauce. Oh, Julie, I remember I promised you from last week. NAD, and so interesting. And on Facebook, I actually had a question in the back, in my in Messenger about it. And oh my gosh, like when I tell you, like I am such a fan, like I fan out, especially if you can. Liposomal is great, but if you can find a facility or a physician, or if there's a clinic or, a rehab type center, that's into like, wellness, or you typically sometimes those that are treat like sports medicine or pros go to, they tend to have some things like that available. It is out of this world if you can get the actual injection, like if you can get, the shots. So, yes, yes, and yes.
Shots or like the little what's it called? Like the teeny needle.
Yeah, like you barely feel them. Yeah, okay, so they give it to you. Oh, awesome. Nice. Oh, that's super nice. Yeah, that it's the most potent. Yeah,
I've heard of IVs. Like the IVs are like the big, like one punch. But guys, if you need a little boost, I don't know. I was gonna ask health opinion, but it is for me 1 month. I mean, totally like, woo, wow. My brain just feels like it's working so much better.
yeah, it's better than brain octane, seriously. Like it's one of those things that, if you find yourself like if you have a lot going on, brain fog, like it is just it's one of the more natural but super potent ways to really give your body that boost. Like you're talking about also helping lower oxidative stress. Like I am just a true fan of it. Like it really helps your body in so many ways, and so many of your body systems, especially your metabolism. Like I just love the fact that it helps it even better. So, but yes, the brain fog, the improved EEG patterns, like it helps your brain actually even clean itself, you guys. Like I am a big, big fan. I need to do a whole segment on NAD, but yes, or you'll see it say NAD plus. Will do for sure. That's going on my list. It's going on my list. So I'm excited. I'm super, super excited. So to
And so this one is for our beautiful ring lady. After you know.
awesome sauce. All right, let's keep this party going. So, next, our next sin, y'all. Our next sin that we're talking about is overfeeding. Yep, yep. I had to come down your aisle. I had to come to the all-day snacker. I had to make sure I don't forget our overfed all-day snacking, night snacking, those that's eaten right before bedtime. Unless you're trying to intentionally gain weight, that is not what you want to do to your metabolism. You really do not. You do not want to eat right before bed. So, here's the trap. I just really want to, because I know somebody is saying this right now. So, I had to actually sketch these out. Here's the trap. Oh, I don't eat big meals. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sure. Uh-huh. But what happened between breakfast and lunch? Uh-huh. What happened between lunch and dinner? And what happened while you was watching TV? Okay. Because see, sometimes we don't have a meal problem. We have a constant eating problem, meaning your digestive system never gets a chance to take a break. Your body has to pump out this wonderful peptide called insulin every time we eat, unless you're eating things that are like more ketogenic and on a lower glycemic index. Your body has to pump out that peptide called insulin, which means now fat is no longer an option to burn. Fat becomes no longer an option to burn at that moment, which is why it's so important. There's this book called Eat Fat, Get Thin, and intermittent fasting is such a powerful tool that people can have because, see, it's the little bites, it's the little taste, it's the little hands, it's the little trips, it's the big calorie surplus. All those little littles add up to a whole lot. So it's not a meal problem. It's a constant eating problem. I'm going to say it again. It's not a meal problem. It's a constant eating problem. Or for some of you, it's a constant drinking problem. A lot of people don't realize every little coffee creamer, it's like 100 plus calories in one of those little cups. I've seen people that pour like 6, 7, or 8 of those things and put it in their coffee. So that coffee went from being 10 calories or 0 calories to being, 5, 6, 700 calories. And so that stuff adds up over the course of a day. Same thing with, how they say Lay's, you can't have just one. So all of that snacking constantly, one is doing a doozy on your digestive system as well as your metabolism. But not only that, you're not allowing your digestive system time. It needs a recovery time. We are not designed. Our genes are ancient. So I need you to just put it like this. You guys, we didn't always we our bodies are designed for food scarcity. So it means that it's a refrigerator in and of itself. It's meant to store food because there were constant famines. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Our genes are ancient. So it was not equipped for the constant supply of order and receive food at our easy disposal. So we're not supposed to just eat, eat, eat for every waking hour that we're up. There are people that I know for a fact that from the time they wake up, they start eating. To the time they go to bed, they still eating. And I know someone that gets up in the middle of the night to go and eat some more and wonder how they got to be 500 plus pounds. I'm just saying, like, we're not meant to be overfed. We're not. We're not. So it's all of those littles, they add up to a lot. That's one little habit. That's sin number 3. Sin number 4. Ooh, sedentary death syndrome really truly can get to us. Sedentary death syndrome. So not enough movement. Not enough movement. So we've turned movement into an appointment. Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, I worked it out today. Okay, but what did you do with the other 14 hours you was awake? Did you take any movement snacks? See, we just talked about snacks, about a whole lot of other stuff, but did you go ahead and snack on sand? It don't have to be fancy to count. I need us to understand, of course, the phone would be on the other side of big going. So I need you to look at movement as medicine. Movement is medicine. It's better than many of the pills that people have to now take because they have all these metabolic diseases. You don't have to get fatty liver disease. You do not have to have a low metabolic rate. You do not have to have type 2 diabetes. That is a metabolic disease. You don't have to have prehypertension. You do not have to have pre-diabetes. You can do something about this. Make it a lifestyle and not an appointment. Make this actually a permanent residence, a permanent place, a permanent thing that's a part of your life versus something that you're just gonna drive by. Like, you go to Disney every now and then, like you're going to a theme park. No, no, this is your life. I need you to understand, like, we got to do something about sin number 4. All right, now sin number 5, and then I'm gonna take a break so y'all can ask questions because I really wanted to segment and pace myself with this. I didn't intend to run this show solo tonight, but we gonna make it work. We gonna make it shake and bake. All right, sin number 5. Ooh, ooh. Microwaves was a great invention, huh? But here's what it did. We've subconsciously we want instant results. And although we have faster results, but there's no such thing as you're not finna lose 50 pounds overnight. Yeah, real transformation actually takes time. Yeah. You had 200, blood pressure. Tomorrow don't it's not going to be 120. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, consistency beats urgency every single time. Consistency beats urgency every single time. So slow and steady builds a body that lasts. Slow and steady wins the race. Listen, it's all about that tortoise and the hare. It's the tortoise and the hare. So I need us to understand. Stop thinking we could put everything in a microwave. It ties into what I was talking about, the potions, the patches, and the instant results, the instant quick fix. But there's lifestyle modifications that we have to have. And we can do this, y'all. You were meant to be a centenarian. Your body is designed to go beyond 100 years. That was always the intention for us. You have a mission, you have a purpose. You have people that you were put here to love and to be loved by. You have a community of people that only you can serve in the way that you can serve. Listen, there's a cause that's special and near and dear to your heart. Some of you run businesses. Some of you have media outlets, and some of you, you have different things that you're, involved in. We need you in this world. So let's stop with the microwave results. That's sin. That's the small habit. The sins. Oh! I went and worked out, yesterday, and I expected, to have a six pack. No. See, this stomach BBL culture got to go away. You got men getting BBLs on their stomachs. Like, come on, y'all. Come on with the microwave results. Let's stop. Let's stop. All right, Pastor Jeff, we're going to open the floor.
Well, questions. Let me tell you, Kel. I can't prove it. I can't prove it, but I'm convinced. I seen a guy today. I mean, his abs up under his shirt that he had on. One of them spandex type shirts he had on. It couldn't have been real. It just couldn't have been real health. I think he had some kind of fake chest stomach though. Crazy hell. And last week when we talked about the BBLs for the gentleman, I think he bought him something off of Amazon. He put it up under there, and then you could see something in the back too. So I don't know. Maybe it was Under Armour. I don't know. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was Under Armour, but it was shaped. It was shaped Health Wells. All right. If you got a question for Health Shawnte Wells in reference to anything you've heard tonight in the match while The Undertaker and his sidekick Open Grave recover because they have been getting the beat down, Open, you might tell us your name and what's your question. And my question is for Coach D. Coach D, we know that you hang out pretty close to Mr. G.A. Pimp Your Money Pimpleton, who makes money babies. Want to know if you want to stand in for him tonight and give us some financial tips. You don't have to answer right now, but you can let us know. Over to you, Health. Who has a question?
Questions, comments, now would be the time, feedback, anything that's come up thus far.
Really? Well, I was just going to say I have questions. I've committed all the sins that you are speaking of, and I think.
Hold on.
Can you hear me right now?
If we hear you, Julie, but if
Okay.
you committed
Yeah.
if you committed all the sins to us, then you've got to say 27. I will listen to Health Wells. I will.
No, Julie, go for it with your questions.
Is that like 6767? I have to do 2727 now. 727. You know, remember the kids.
Oh God.
No, I commit all of them. My biggest sin is I eat before bedtime. Like there's something so it's a horrible habit, I know, but it's something so comforting because I'm going all day cooking. I just put my weighted vest on while I'm making dinner, so you inspired me. But there's something so comforting.
I mean,
about
come
it.
get this
And then I
phone and move
complain,
it.
oh my God, I can't. It's an endless cycle. Help me. I need your help. 2727.
So you could be one of these rare people, So, as with all things, there are caveats. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Dr. Andrew Huberman. So he happens to be one of them. And it's the some people who they go for the most part all day and not eat. And so they actually sleep better, and they carb load like and eat right before bed. And hey, they don't have any of the negative side effects, but they're also not eating and snacking and doing all that other stuff all day. Like that's pretty much like their only meal. So if that is the case and you fall into that rare category of people, oh, so yeah, you can't commit all of them and that one. So you got to pick a struggle.
Over it all. I feel like moderation is the best key. I don't know. That's just how I look.
Yeah, but the one that will harm your health long term, the most is that eating right before bed. It's not just because the problem is that if you're eating close to the time you have to go to sleep, so your body has to now choose, do I keep her alive or do I just, slap the food, the sustenance that just came in anywhere? And that's not what we would want, the body to do. We don't want it to be in that type of panic situation because that is a time that your body needs to be focused on repair and recovery and really doesn't want to have to think too much about like digestion, that type of thing, just to kind of put it in layman's terms. So if you could find a way to do, even if an hour and a half would be better than just right before bed, but if you could do 2 hours, if you could find a way to just do 2 hours, like give yourself a 2 hour window or turn water into food. That's why I'm a big fan of, cognac root. So they have the powder form. So it's like you basically turn water into like Jello, but there's nothing, it's just water. and eat it. If that's something, if you need something before bed. So, you certainly can have water, and that way you won't have that effect. But you, at least if you are someone that needs to feel like you've had something or you need to feel full, I can't. I wish I could consume it. I don't know why my immune system fights it, just like it fights kimchi and other things that I would love to have. um it doesn't like kombucha either, but I still do it in mini shots. But that's something that could really, really help. At least that's helped some of my guys, especially nose guards and centers in football. Julie, those are probably my biggest two offenders of not eating, like, according to schedule and wanting to eat right before bed. And they're usually the ones that are struggling to make weight the next day or that week. So, that is something that I've been able to use that's been very, very helpful is having cognac root. Um, you know, at that around that cutoff time. Or worst case scenario, I would tell them to have like watermelon handy, since watermelon ultimately becomes like a free food because of the low calorie amount and what it takes to actually burn. It becomes what we call a free food. So if it's worst case scenario, then I'll tell them, since it's mostly water, I'd rather them do that than to go and get a Snicker bar or like, something else. Or even some of these salads, y'all, the salad dressings are like basically a liquid candy bar that you're putting on vegetables. So you have to be very mindful, and even with salads, because I've had people say that, oh, I can just have a salad right before bed. Not so much. So I hope that helps, Julie. Do you feel served?
I am served. You have served me. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Thank you.
Love it. I'm so happy she has that vest. Whoop, whoop.
Uh, since Julie has committed all seven of the dangerous seven habits and sins, which one would you tell her if she was going to work on one at a time? Would you tell her to work on, as well as should I remind Julie about the bone broth? Should I remind her? Should I tell her about it?
Oh, I love bone broth. You're
Oh,
reminding me. Wait, tell me more though. I love you're inspiring me.
speak about the bone broth.
Oh, bone broth is a game changer. Like it really truly can not only just help you as we all begin to age, through this life, but this is also going to be great for your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, your bones. And it's also filling. It's a great way to also kind of help you get into that fasted state where at least you would still experience the cell autophagy. So I really am a big fan of it. It's one of the reasons why you saw Kobe able to rebound. He was injured a lot more than people realized, but he was able to recover and rebound so much because he had a clinical dietitian that he actually traveled with. Like, and she would go into places and actually make his bone broth. Bone broth is a game changer. So I just want to make sure that everyone under the sound of my voice is aware of all of the lovely benefits of bone broth, because it truly is a wonder, I say beverage or soup of sorts. So if you love bone broth, go for it. But the sin that we just spoke about, Pastor Jeff, is the most important one of the ones that I've mentioned so far. So that eating before bed is one that's really detrimental to your health. Not only just, it's bigger than just weight, it's also the effect of what happens with your arteries. So I just really want to make sure that we understand, like, you do not want your bodies to start making fat deposits, depositing calcium and other things in your arteries. You don't want it. So it's not doing it once or every now and then, it's the consistency of it, you guys. You're going to be on a fast track to cardiovascular disease. I'm just going to put it as plain as my team physician has explained to all of us on staff, back in the day, like, the make sure that we relay it just as clearly as that. And it does kind of help some of the guys take it more seriously. So hopefully that will help you guys take that eating before bed a lot more seriously. It's bigger than your weight. Your metabolism affects everything, but your heart is like it's a serious thing. And so I really hope of all the sins that I am going to mention, I am the most serious about that one because that is truly a deadly sin. That eating right before bed, it's really detrimental to your health long term.
Julie, we're going to give you a bedtime health purgatory path if you vow to change your bedtime snack to a cup of bone broth. Well,
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I have bone broth and it's Dr. Kellyanne bone broth classic beef. And so I think that might be a good swap. I can have bone broth.
If you make, well, we'll give you a pass on the health purgatory. Now we're going to go over to our lovely ring lady, Maisha. What is your question? As it looks like the Undertaker and his sidekick, Open Grade, I don't know if they're going to recover tonight.
I don't know either. What was my question? Oh, okay. One random question and then my actual question. I don't want to forget my random question. How do you feel about coconut water?
Yeah, I love it if you're not allergic to it.
What do you say?
Yeah, I'm a fan. I don't know if there's fake companies out there. But Vita is one that we utilize. So yeah, I'm not one of those that, is against it at all. I tell people to just be mindful if your body's having a response because there are more people that are allergic to coconuts than they realize. And so if you're starting to feel, if you see that you're getting inflamed, that's when I would say like you want to be mindful of the coconut products. I do have clients that have coconut allergies, so I always like to preface it with that. But yes, I am a fan of coconut water. Absolutely.
Okay, I hope I do not ever come up with a coconut allergy because I absolutely love coconut. All right, second question. So you were talking about the snacking between meals. What about the Pastor Jeff? Can I ask my question? What about um so this is old research, but what about grazing? Like the idea that some people eat small meals throughout the day. For instance, I am not a meal eater. My children get on me all the time. They think I eat like a rabbit. I don't. But I'm a grazer. I'll eat small things throughout the day. Like I'm sure you know what I'm saying. But I generally will not eat anything after 8 p.m. But I'll eat every couple of hours, and I'll just kind of snack on like not chips, but I'll just eat small little meals.
Right, but are you going beyond 12 hours? Like, do you said you have a cutoff, but what would be the start time? Because if at least you're eating with
That was my father raised us. We were raised to kind of look eating one meal a day. I don't do that, but I will cut off food around 8 p.m. and I won't eat like I'll make a smoothie, but I won't eat actual. I'll make a smoothie after my workout around 8:30, but I won't eat actual food until about 10 p.m. So I'm usually going 12 hours without eating at least.
Oh, so you're intermittent fasting. So yeah, that's fine. So you're not one of those people. That's so the snacker all days are this is they're snacking all waking hours. Like every hour on the hour, just about Maisha, like from the time they open their eyes. So like if they got up at 6 o'clock, they eating from 6 o'clock to they go to bed at 10 to 10 o'clock. Like there's just no, window. Like there's so if you're doing time restricted eating, yeah, that's totally fine. So you already doing like about a 12 or like almost 11 hour eating window, which is great. So and that's probably why you look so fabulous, as well. So and again, there's nuances. There's no like one hard fast rule. So our rule of thumb of what we try to get guys to do is not necessarily just the one big meal, although there are some people that does work for. But we try to do more so like two meals, like two like a beginning of the window meal and a end of the window type meal, and maybe something, like healthy fat type snacks throughout if they need it. But usually if, it was structured right, they usually don't, need something between the two ends of the windows, because then they still get their digestive system does get a chance to kind of burn. So that's why we usually try to go protein heavy in the morning. Um, and also some healthy fat as well, so that way it cuts down on some of the grazing all throughout the day. But yeah, you're still doing intermittent fasting, so it's fine. It's the all day grazers, meaning like literally the entire day, 16 plus hours they're grazing. Those are the ones that it's detrimental to them.
That hurts my stomach to hear. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, that's an excellent question.
Not just not show up. He is being held hostage. Our hostage negotiators are in the process of negotiating his freedom, and we have it by great authority is that he will be released, but maybe just not in time for the match tonight. So he is okay. He has not been hurt, just detained. But the ransom has been paid, and he will be released later. So he didn't just not show up, and you don't have to worry. He is safe. Back over to you. You ready to get back in the ring?
Let's rock and roll. All right. Ooh, sorry. Success. Sin number 6. Listen, success laziness. It's what I call success laziness. So, what do you mean by that? You reached a goal. It's like it's interesting. So, the best time that people who actually, I had a student whose family they had an alligator farm, and they did like all kinds of like custom alligator wear and all that type of thing. But I remember, I had them all do projects on really like the trajectory of where they were going to go with their careers. And this, one of the sons of this family that owned the business was talking about how he's going to take over and how he's really going to maximize the behaviors of alligators. So the best time to hunt them is the fact that they become almost like good for nothing after they eat, which is like after a success, which is like after, a win. So that's why I call it that success laziness. So you reached a goal. So, you stop. You don't want to do no maintenance. I got to the goal, but you're not realizing that there's something that you got to do to stay there. And so you got to maintain for what you worked for. You can't relax into a relapse. So that's the thing that I wanted to make sure that is very, very clear. Um, Pastor Jeff, can you? I need to attend to my granddaughter really quick. Can you hold down the floor for me for like 2 minutes? Thank you. What's the problem? Come here
Bad
really quick.
habit of finance. Everyone who just can't stay in the budget.
It's gonna be
That's just a bad habit.
what?
So I
What?
want to encourage you to sit down,
Yeah.
know what your bills are, know where you're putting every how much you spend. Don't have your coffee. Those extra, you might do a little bit of walking, and you already back to your question by put a one in the comments or just come off of the mic and me if you have a budget that you operate on. Do you have a budget? Do I have?
Me.
Okay, so I didn't have 100, and I just want to ask. I'm gonna be nosy tonight. I'm asking for you, my friend. For those of you that didn't say me, why do you not have a budget? Anybody brave enough to answer?
Yeah, as I was going through all of my stuff and unpacking and repacking, I found an old budget of mine that I'm going to have to readjust. But I did have a budget, and when I had my budget, all of my bills had credits because I looked at them as saving accounts every time I paid. So it was like I had paid ahead, and every time I got paid, I paid my bills. And like I said, there was a credit on every one of them. So it makes life really easy when you do have a budget.
Tanya, stay with me, as Ramon would say.
Yes,
what
sir.
happened? How did you fall off the budget wagon?
How did I fall off the budget wagon? Well, as my pay increased, I didn't, in my bills, I did not, the formula should have changed, but my formula didn't change. And when the person that originated my budget, I didn't ask them for the formula. It was like I just had this budget sheet, and it had my mortgage, it had my light bill, my gas bills. I mean, my car notes. It had everything. I even had an account for Christmas savings and also vacations. So I mean, it had everything. Went down, and even it included my tithing as well. So I mean, it was that I looked at it and I myself again. So now I have to look at it again, and some things I have to increase because that house is paid off, and that's a separate income. But yet now the house that I have now, I got to put that mortgage in and do all the things, follow that same plan to where I can be like the same way I was then without a car note. I think the only debt that I have now is my house.
So thank you,
a
Tanya,
lot of
for
noise
being
with
so
that.
transparent and vulnerable and sharing with us that the budget does work when you work the budget. One of the things that I found that budgeting does, again, is it account all your do. Literally minimum or the required payment that is allowing the lender to earn all of the interest that they are charging you. Now, I don't want to give them all the interest that they want to charge me, so I go into the debt knowing that I'm going to pay it off early, and I'm going to cheat them on the interest they get because I'm going to pay it down. The majority of compounded dating. Now, if you have the no interest credit cards and it's 6 months no interest, pay it off in 6 months, then you're doing well. But if you have that 18, 19, 20, 29, 27% interest, then you want to pay it within the statement period so that you don't incur the interest. How many of you know that if you only pay the minimum every month on the majority of your credit cards, that the majority would take you about 6, 7, 8 years to pay? And you would probably pay 2 to 3 times the amount that you actually use. Do y'all know that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you use the credit wisely, if you use it wisely, you can use other people's money. Now, for those of you that have mortgages, please listen to PJ. Listen to me. Talk to your bank, because see, some of these banks and credit unions now have gotten smart. Talk to them to make sure that you do not get penalized for early payments, because there are some who will penalize you. Find out if you can make 5 monthly payments. Some of them won't let you. But the reason you want to make a 5 monthly payment, my friends, is this: your interest starts accumulating from the day you make a payment. Now, if you pay on the 1st and then on the 15th you pay again, your interest starts to accumulate again. So you're literally cutting your interest down, and you could almost pay your loan off in half the time by doing that and adding an extra payment per year. Just one. You can find that in the snacks that you're buying, that you're eating at bedtime. You can find that in them unnecessary stops at Starbucks and Krispy Kreme. You could find over the year time enough to make that extra mortgage payment. And what could you do with that extra money? Maybe you could get GA, when he's not kidnapped, to help you make some money babies. How about that? Anybody got any questions?
Pastor Jeff, it's not a question, but just a small statement. Also, if you the amortization schedule, if you look at that now, yes, it's kind of hard for me to get in that mindset of doing the half when I split it in half, and then that's kind of hard for me. So what I was thinking is make that full payment on the 1st, and then if you have enough, you would look at your amortization schedule, and on the back end start working it from the back, and then adding, if you could add an extra 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, all the way up to 1,000, if you can, on the principal. And then you make that full payment plus that other payment, then you meet them in the middle. Because on the back side of it, I know I've heard about the biweekly thing, but just for me and my thinking, it would require some thought to do it biweekly and splitting that in half. So I would just see it would be almost like just paying that whole amount and then plus that, and you make it a huge payment, except you're also knocking out that payment, and from 30, it'll knock it down to maybe 15 years of paying that payment off. That mortgage.
You got the right idea. I don't know if it's going to knock it down in half, but again, you need to talk to your mortgage company to make sure that they will allow you to make principal only payments, because as you knock that principal down, as you said, $25, $50 per month, you're cutting down the amount of interest that you're paying, because your principal is going down. So that is another strategy that you can use. I would love to finish talking to you about this, because as a property investor with over 20 properties, this is how I got to where I'm at today, which was learning the mathematical system of mortgages and how to use other people's money without paying them a whole lot. I'm going to turn the mic back over to Shawnte Health Wells as she needs to close this out. Shawnte, the mic is passed back over to you. The Undertaker and his sidekick grade 6 feet deeper than you had already been.
You absolutely did. I definitely wanted to get this sin number 7 to you and get you some lysine laden foods and products that you can take advantage of to really truly help you utilize protein better, recover from the daily damage that happens just with the wear and tear of what we do daily, so that you can bounce back and actually get to your goals a lot faster. So it's the rebound binge. People talk about being on a rebound from a relationship. It's the rebound binge. There are people who are, rebounding when it comes down to they lost weight, then they go and celebrate, then they binge, and then the Undertaker is over there in the corner smiling at them. Listen, don't bury your progress with a shopping spree. Don't bury your progress with a shopping spree. I cannot tell you how many times that I have helped people, drop a certain amount in a day and then they just go crazy. Like they look at it as, oh, they got an opportunity. No, that's not. I'm trying to, I did a sneak attack on your body. I need to keep going further. Like, let's keep going further. Like, this isn't the time to go and celebrate and you go have some pizza. No, I'm trying to, I want to keep hitting them pounds before your body realizes what I'm doing, before it puts on the brakes and say, "Hey, hold up, hold up, hold up. We losing too much of the fat calorie money coming up out the bank." You get what I'm saying? So I need you to understand that rebound binge. Just because you did a certain amount, it doesn't mean like, "Oh, now I can just go and do whatever I want." No, this is why it has to become a lifestyle adjustment. So if you lose a significant amount of weight, or if you obtain a certain, maybe you got a 2-pack or a 4-pack, and you want to keep it going, it's easier to maintain than it is to have to get that momentum. How they talk about when they're launching, rockets. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to Florida or Cape Canaveral or the Kennedy Center and all of that, but it takes far more energy to get that thing off the ground than it does once it's already in the air. So goes our body. Like, I need you to understand, like, do not do the rebound binge. That it seems like a little thing. And I'm not saying you can't go out and have drinks or celebrate birthdays and things like that. I'm not talking about the occasional thing, but it can't be the happy hour and you having multiple drinks every single day. You got the cakes, the cookies, the pies, or the fried this or the comfort this. You got, your grandma meatloaf, multiple times a week. It's, the comfort foods. It's the going to the extreme. So I just really want to make sure that we understand that you didn't hit the calorie lotto when you lost a significant amount of weight, or if you had a certain amount of muscular gains. That's not the time to back off. You do what you have to do to maintain where you are so that the Undertaker is not coming, back over there for you. So listen, don't try to kill every habit overnight. Kill one, replace one, strengthen one, and then repeat. I'm going to say it again. Don't try to kill every habit overnight. Kill one, replace one, strengthen one, and repeat, because the deadliest habits, guess what, aren't always the dramatic ones. Sometimes they're the tiny ones we keep reviving. Like we keep having that ice cream right before bed. Uh-huh. I'm talking to myself. We keep having the cookie dough. Uh-huh. We want the cookie dough with the ice cream, or we want the churro, cookie dough bites with a little bit of ice cream. I'm just saying, I had to confess. These are my confessions. Where's Marilyn? Where's Marilyn when you need her? So I just really wanted to make sure that I paused and made sure that we understood the power that we have to not have to give in to the Undertaker over there. You know how he'll always have his finishing moves and he come back to life and they think that they knocked him out and he coming back. Like I'm just saying, like don't let all of the things that you worked so hard to come back. Don't let canola oil come back. That's Judas. It's there to betray you. Listen, don't let high fructose corn syrup come back. Don't listen to that song, baby, come back. Listen, no, no, when it's over, it's over. Break up, listen, divorce it, and keep it moving. You don't need the trans fats in your life, you guys. Really, really, truly, your products. Start make sure that you're getting a lot of the get the phthalates out of your shampoo and conditioner. Get the phthalates out of your everyday life. Please, ma'am. Please, sir. I implore you to just do all that you can do to help your metabolism. Your metabolism is bigger than your weight. If you don't have metabolic health, you don't have health. It doesn't matter if you're thin. It doesn't matter if you are overweight. It doesn't matter if you are obese. It does not matter if you underweight. I need you to get this and hear me very clearly, to borrow my brother's words. Hear me clearly when I say this. Metabolic health is your aim. Please, please. All right. And so as I close, I want you guys to understand your body needs a signal. Your body needs a signal. What signal am I talking about? Lysine. So lysine is an essential amino acid. So when I had my accident, you guys, I literally started getting lysine injections, and it's one of the few things that it was that infused with a multiplicity of B vitamins, right? And it just, I can't explain to you why, because like it's not one of those things where it takes a lot of burden of proof to say something is has causation, but it's highly correlated. So I'll say that just so that we're keeping integrity with what the data says. So I need you to hear this aspect. Start incorporating lysine rich foods. One of the things that did help me to recover and that helps a lot of people who recover well. You may not have heard of this, but if someone could type it in the chat for me, it's spelled Lysine, lysine. And if you'd like the cheat sheet from tonight or the little PowerPoint that I have, done, you can also see it online on the Abundant Health YouTube channel. But if you message me on Facebook or Instagram, I will send that cheat sheet that I created for tonight, and you can find out what these lysine rich foods are. So not only is this an essential amino acid, you guys, this is something that signals for your body to be able to utilize protein better. So, you know how I was telling you, make sure you know your protein formula. And for those of you who weren't here and you don't know what your protein number is, take your body weight and multiply it by 0.64. That's the minimum amount of protein that you need in a day. So, what are some lysine rich foods? All right. Unfortunately, I don't have time to. I'll actually do this in my segment. I'll actually go and break down because I really won't have time. I have to. My granddaughter is going to the hospital, so I got to get going here soon. So cold water fish, things like mackerel, trout, salmon, herring, poultry. Make sure they're antibiotic free and hormone free. You know, and you want to make sure your eggs are pasture raised eggs, or usually if it says regenerative eggs. Oh, I love it. And then I need you to understand things like if you're gonna do dairy, it would need to think of something like a Greek yogurt if you can tolerate it. But I usually try to steer people towards, kefir or either a coconut based type of a Greek yogurt that has the protein with it. Goat milk is another alternative. Or an A2 cow type milk if you're someone that's still just on like cow milk, but we know that, cow milk is for the baby calves, and you're not a baby calf, so you really shouldn't be having it like that. Okay, I'm gonna mind my business on that one. Yeah, so you guys, it helps protein work better. So I will definitely do part two on the 100 Health Show coming up this coming Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. I will not be here next week. That is what isn't that Labor Day? Is that Labor Day next Monday? I think that's Labor Day. Am I mixing it up? What's Monday? Oh, okay, so we do have one more Monday. Okay, cool. So awesome. So Labor Day, we will not be here. And I'll let you guys know. It depends on how things go tonight. But thank you guys. I am so sorry to have to cut things short, but as you guys know, life be lifing. Thank you, Pastor Jeff. Thank you, everyone.
Just couldn't keep your little feet off of the Undertaker and his sidekick, the open grave. And so I don't know how many 6 feet unders you pushed them, but they way down there. We know that Julie has told, she's vowed to change her bedtime snack to a cup of bone broth. We know that Tanya is going to reactivate her budget and with that, and one more round with beautiful great lady Aisha. I'm happy to announce the winner by unanimous decision and a knockout. Well, come on back next week to find out who the next opponent is. Coming on pause. Thank you. Check. In the Health Wells. It's been our pleasing pleasure, in the words of Les Brown, to be your ring announcer tonight. This match